Hi everyone, I'm back and I'm very thrilled to be filming this video. I know it's a little bit weird because last week I posted the July book haul, but I want to film this specifically this video because in August is my birthday. So I want to do a video about the books I would love to receive either as a present or that I want to buy for myself. Now, this is not a video for you to buy me anything at all or to send me anything at all to my place. No, we don't need that. I don't want you to spend money on me. I am only doing this as a reminder of the books I'm interested in, so I actually can come back to this if any of these books are still not in my library or not in my house and I want to read them. So it's like a little bit of a reminder that of the books I'm excited for or that I really think I should read. And maybe I could give you a hand and select some books that other people that you are acquainted with or that are your friends and family or whatever have similar tastes than mine. Maybe this could help. So I already did this video in the Spanish because you are on the ink path and I am Clara. I talk about books in English and in Spanish, and this means that you have a different playlist where I can actually select or talk about similar videos, and this list is going to be slightly different from the Spanish one, basically because in the Spanish one I spoke about a few books that you cannot find in your language yet, so this is going to be slightly different. Let's start. So we are going to start with a classic of mine, and you will probably be able to check that on the info box down below, where I leave you all the info about me, all the places you can find me, and of course the Amazon wishlist where you can check what I'm looking for. And my priority, or one of my priorities, is always trying to read more Shakespearean actual plays. In this case, I already read the poems. I still have to read the tales, but I am focused more on the plays at the moment. So depending on the mood of the person you are actually buying for, my picks for this I want to read are actually 4. In terms of comedy, I would love to receive or I would love to buy for myself Midsummer's Night Dream, which is a comedy about love and mistaken identities and gods, and how human and gods play alone and what happens with them. And I know it's a very well-known loved play, but I mainly want to read it because of Emily St. John's Mandel Station 11, which is one of my favorite books of all time. And this book is mentioned and performed, the play is actually performed inside the story, and I adore it. And you know that I love books that take you to other books, so this is a must for me. And also, as a 90s kid, I was raised, thanks to my bigger brother, with the Dead Poet Society Club, and that film with Robin Williams as the main character was very iconic, and it left me a really nice, and even though it was very sad to watch, it was one of the first films I watched back to back, and I adore it. I don't remember how old I was when I watched it, but I remember that I fell in love with the professor, the idea of teaching like that, of being open-minded and to dedicate yourself to literature and to creativity. And I think a lot of my love for books is because I watched that kind of portrayal of book loving or respect for literature. And I remember that A Midsummer Night Dream was also an element, a very small element inside the story, but it was very important for one of the characters, and I just want to read it because of that. And then I would love to read As You Like It again. This is a comedy about, I don't know much about it, but I think it's about a princess or anything or something like that that has to run away from her house, and she has to live in the woods, and she is disguised as a man to avoid people from killing her, because she has people that threaten her life. And she falls in love with a man called Orlando, but Orlando believes that she is actually a male. And I don't know, I love the idea of having secret identities. That's something that also happens in the book, in the play I want to read the most. That is actually Cymbeline, which I think was one of the latest plays of Shakespeare, and he wrote this story about a couple that love each other very much, and I don't know why the male character has to go away, and he makes friends. He establishes a friendship with a character that is very, very mysterious, that he will try to take advantage of our main character in ways I am not very sure about. But I really want to read it, and I know that it has one of the most beautiful quotes in theater, as always. So those are my Shakespearean plays I want to pick up. Now, going back to the classics, although we are going to take a little bit of distance from the stage, I want to highlight that I would love to buy or receive E.M. Forster's novel called Howard's End. You will probably be asking yourself, okay, Clara, it's not new. To me, this book is very interesting because I know that my mother used to love the 90s film adaptation of it, but lately I've realized that there's a new adaptation from the BBC in this case, with Hayley Atwell and Matthew Macfadyen. He is my Mr. Darcy, and she, as you may know, is Peggy Carter from the Captain America movies or the Agent Carter TV show that I started watching, but I never find it again because the service I was watching it from decided to take it from the list. And I adore Hayley Atwell acting. She's incredible. She made my favorite female Marvel role, so everything that she does is brilliant. And I want to read the book before buying or watching the TV series. So I would love to have Howard's End as a present. Why I should recommend Howard's End as a present? Howard's End, as far as I know, tells the story of Miss Slagle, who is a woman unmarried that has a kind of really nice environment at home where she invites women to discuss and debate and talk about music and culture and politics and so on. So for the time period, it's a little bit a different one. And then she makes acquaintance with kind of a woman placed in a higher place in society, and she, even though they are very different, they get along very well. So when this woman passes away, Mrs. Slagle discovers that she has, due to the will of this woman, she has inherited a house, and she will be able to claim it, to take it as her own. But the people around this woman, the woman that she received the house from, are not very as happy as she is, because she's a stranger. She's not part of the family, neither part of the circle that they move around. And actually she gets really close to the widower, to the husband of this woman she was friends with. And this man, even though he's charming and from another station, different social station that she's in, this man loves her as well, but there are a few secrets that I'm not very aware of that may intertwine with the story and with the potential love interest that he has in this man. And I think that this story is very, even though it's very English in the idea of talking about class and society and so on, I think instead of being more focused on the romantic aspect of it, it develops more around the topic of social class and the classes of two different social classes, like what happens when both worlds collide, and the preconceived ideas of one class and the other class. And I want to read it. I want to read it so badly. I feel like for the time period it was written, having someone as Mrs. Ladle in a position of being a main character, being an independent woman, that later on she gets involved with this other man, but the position and the character itself are very groundbreaking, I believe. Another one that I would love to actually have is a recommendation done by Sam from Thoughts on Toms, and I know she will kill me when she sees this, if she does, which is actually a fantasy slow-paced romance between two female warriors that she insisted over and over and over to recommend. And in this one I am talking actually about, let me check, yes, here, The Tiger's Daughters, which is the first installment in their Bright Ascendancy trilogy saga. I'm not sure. I know it's about the Chinese or Japanese folklore stories, and I know it's the love story between two women warriors, and I'm all in. If it's a slow pace, it would be better. But yeah, I would love to receive that one though. Lastly, the last two things I would love to receive would be a thriller novel. Now, I'm not very a thriller person, but I love the idea of this one. So hold on, let me just find it. The book itself is Social Creature by Tara Isabella Barton. And this is a story of two friends that really love to hang out with each other in a really kind of expensive area of New York City, but one of them discovers that she would love to be the other friend. So this is going to be a little bit of a twisted friendship, trying to be the other one, and I don't know, it appeals to me. And the second and last element I want to comment in this part of the video is that I would love to have an audiobook subscription of any kind, but that it lasts for a year and I could enjoy any book that I'm interested in audiobook form. I know they are expensive, so that's why I would love to receive it as a actual present, as I am at the moment someone who doesn't have the energy or the time to actually sit down with a book. Audiobooks help me out a lot when I'm stressed and when I have a lot of work. So maybe if you know someone who is going through the same phase as I am, maybe this could be helpful. So this is it. I loved to produce this video and I hope you enjoy it as well. Tell me which book would you recommend me to read as a present, or which kind of book would you love to receive, which kind of bookish thing would you love to receive as a present. Have you read any of the books I mentioned, so I know if I need to buy it for myself as a present to myself. I hope I can read your comments in the section down below, and see you soon. Bye.